We're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joseph Nocella, the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. Thank you all for being here. I would like to begin by introducing the Honorable Pamela J. Bondi, Attorney General for the United States of America.
Thanks. Thank you to our great U.S. Attorney here. We also have our DEA Administrator, Terry Cole, our HSI Acting Executive Associate Director, Derek Gordon, FBI Operations Director, who I'm with every day, Chad Yarborough, U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of Florida, Jason Quinones, U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Texas, Justin Simmons, and Acting Assistant AG Matt Gagliotti, who I'm with almost every day as well. We're here to announce a landmark victory for the Department of Justice, our law enforcement partners, and the United States of America. As you've heard, drug kingpin Ismael Zambada Garcia, also known as El Mayo, has confessed to a lifetime of crime in service to the Sinaloa cartel, a foreign terrorist organization. Thanks to the relentless work of our prosecutors and our federal agents, El Mayo will spend the rest of his life behind bars. He will die in a U.S. federal prison where he belongs. His guilty plea brings us one step closer to achieving our goal of elimination of the drug cartels and the transnational criminal organizations throughout this world that are flooding our country with drugs, human traffickers, and homicides. Under President Trump's leadership, the Department of Justice is on the front lines of this fight. We're standing shoulder to shoulder with all of our law enforcement partners to dismantle these narco-terrorists, and that's exactly what they are. They are narco-terrorists. El Mayo was one of the most prolific and powerful drug traffickers in this world. His partner was El Chapo. They were co-founders of the Sinaloa cartel. They brutally murdered multiple people and flooded our country with drugs. Their reign of terror is over. He will never walk free again. Over the last 3 decades, El Mayo and his accomplices made billions of dollars, hundreds of millions each year they were making by bringing poisonous drugs into our country. No longer. The Sinaloa cartel initially built their businesses with cocaine, but then under El Mayo's leadership, they turned to heroin, they turned to fentanyl. They purchased fentanyl precursor chemicals from China. They made the drug in Mexico and flooded it into our communities, killing our kids. El Mayo also ensured that the Sinaloa cartel operated and protected its drug trafficking business by relying on extreme violence. They used military-grade weapons and directed hitmen to kill their adversaries. They committed gruesome assassinations, kidnappings, and horrible crimes to maintain discipline within their own organization. He ordered the murders of countless individuals and rivals. Many innocent people died as a result of this as well. El Mayo operated with impunity at the highest levels of the Mexican drug trafficking world by paying bribes to government officials, by bribing law enforcement officers. He controlled corrupt officials and officers who protected his workers and his drug shipments that traveled from Mexico into our country. El Mayo's crimes have been so prolific that in the past 2 decades, he's been indicted in no fewer than 16 federal courts across our country. 16. From Western District of Texas to Chicago to here in the Eastern District of New York. He escaped justice for decades, but under President Trump's leadership, he has finally been brought to justice. Today's conviction is the latest success in the United States fight against deadly cartels and transnational criminal organizations. We've made remarkable progress. Just to give you a few examples, under President Trump's direction, the United States State Department designated the Sinaloa cartel, together with 5 other cartels and MS-13 and TDA, as foreign terrorist organizations due to the serious threat that they pose to our national security. As a result, the DOJ has already charged leaders of the Sinaloa cartel with narco-terrorism and charged alleged members with support and supporters of TDA, MS-13, and CJNG, currently one of the most violent gangs, cartels in Mexico. They provided material support to a terrorist organization. We are calling these drug kingpins what they are: international narco-terrorists that invade our country, threaten the sovereignty of our borders, and destroy our communities. They are terrorists, and we will prosecute them like they are terrorists. Since President Trump took office, Mexican authorities have expelled more than 50 high-ranking cartel leaders and other dangerous criminals to our country to face prosecution. More than 50. These are historic numbers that ensure that these criminals will face justice and face justice on American soil. We now have leaders from CJNG, Sinaloa, and Los Zetas in custody. Our prosecutors in the Criminal Division and the Northern District of Illinois obtained a guilty plea from Ovidio Guzman Lopez, the son of El Chapo, and another leader of the Sinaloa cartel, the co-founder. Just a few weeks ago, on August 14th, we announced criminal charges against 5 cartel leaders and high-ranking members of these united cartels. We will not rest until Americans are safe from these narco-terrorists. Thanks to our law enforcement officers, both here and in Mexico, who often put their lives on the line every single day to protect us and to get these violent leaders off the streets. We are not done yet. At President Trump's direction, we will continue to fight until every single cartel boss is behind bars and on American soil and in American prisons for the rest of their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi. As you've heard, a short time ago, Ismael Zambada Garcia, known as El Mayo, pled guilty here in the Eastern District of New York to being the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, the largest drug trafficking organization in the world. Among other things, he admitted to leading a continuing criminal enterprise and to RICO conspiracy charges. This is an historic day. With today's plea, the Sinaloa cartel has been decapitated. Its 2 founders and leaders, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, also known as El Chapo, and now El Mayo, both stand convicted. These defendants built a criminal empire in Sinaloa, Mexico. Their cartel grew like it was a cancer, throughout the hemisphere. They flooded the United States with deadly drugs, including cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and then fentanyl. El Mayo was first indicted in the Eastern District of New York in 2009, and we continued to add charges, including, as the Attorney General mentioned, fentanyl trafficking, right up until this very year. As a result of his conviction, El Mayo faces a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. This conviction is also a testament to the unrelenting determination of the prosecutors and the law enforcement agents who would never stop seeking to bring El Mayo to justice. As our Attorney General has pointed out, the plea marks the conclusion of a decades-long effort by hardworking and dedicated public servants across the United States. I want to thank the prosecution team from the Eastern District of New York, Assistant United States Attorneys Francisco Navarro, Robert Pollack, Adam Amir, Lauren Bowman, and Rebecca Ercolag. In addition to the United States Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Florida and the United States Attorney's Office for the Western District of Texas, both of whom are here with us today, I also want to acknowledge the important contributions of the U.S. Attorney's Offices for the Northern District of Illinois, the Southern District of California, and the Central District of California. I would also like to thank our American law enforcement partners at the FBI, Homeland Security, and the DEA, along with numerous other law enforcement agents throughout the government. I would also like to thank our counterparts in the Mexican government. Finally, I gratefully acknowledge the presence here today of Frank Tarantino from the DEA, Ricky Patel from Homeland Security, and Philip Bates from the FBI. I'm now going to ask Acting Assistant Attorney General Matthew Gagliotti to say a few words.
Thank you, United States Attorney Nocella. Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Gagliotti, and I'm the Acting Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division and a former Assistant United States Attorney here in the Eastern District of New York. Today marks another milestone in the Department of Justice's relentless efforts towards the total elimination of cartels. One of the most notorious narco-terrorists of all time, Ismael El Mayo Zambada, was convicted in a United States courtroom, having confessed to more than 3 decades of crime in service to the ruthless Sinaloa cartel. For decades, the Sinaloa cartel, under El Mayo's leadership, made billions of dollars by importing dangerous drugs to the United States, intensifying the drug epidemic in our communities by flooding our streets with cocaine, heroin, and ultimately fentanyl. Today, El Mayo admitted to crimes of a staggering scope, including leading a sprawling criminal enterprise that distributed more than 1.5 million kilograms of cocaine in addition to other drugs. He made corrupt payments to operate with impunity, and he protected Sinaloa's operations by ordering acts of extreme, heinous violence, leaving a trail of human suffering, including innocent victims, in his wake. Pursuant to his guilty plea, El Mayo will spend the rest of his life in prison and owes $15 billion in forfeiture to the United States. Results like this are not possible without the prosecutors and agents who have done an extraordinary job building the case piece by piece and seeing it through to completion. This is another significant result under Attorney General Bondi's leadership in the department's unparalleled drive to eliminate cartels. As part of that effort, we have seen more than 50 high-ranking cartel members expelled to face justice in American courtrooms, collectively one of the greatest takedowns in United States law enforcement history. Other leaders have been charged as foreign terrorist organization leaders, and members have been charged as well. We continue to pursue these individuals to make them see justice in a United States courtroom. As Acting Assistant Attorney General, I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, and I'll briefly flag in particular trial attorneys Jace Bourne and Kirk Handrich, as well as all of the U.S. Attorney and law enforcement partners with us. The Attorney General has made clear that the department's goal is eradicating the harms caused by cartels in American communities. And the department is quickly making historic progress towards achieving just that. Thank you. It's my honor to introduce DEA Administrator Terry Cole.
Thank you, Matt. Madam Attorney General, thank you for your law enforcement support. Thank you for the care and attention you've given to our police officers every single day. And thank you for your leadership. My name is Terry Cole. I'm the administrator of DEA. I'm a career 1811 criminal investigator with DEA. And when I